Hello everyone, and as always, thanks for joining me today again in my shed. This is part of my homemade milling machine. I hope you are already familiar with this part. If you aren't, please check out the video right here somewhere. But today I will be talking about this part. So this is called the quill, and it's basically a rack and pinion mechanism. Works pretty simple, but it does the job fine. As you can see, it has two bearings, use regular ball bearings either side, and an aluminium housing. And as I want to do small milling operations, I really think this is not going to do the job, at least not to the standards I want. So I decided to build a new one. This is my replacement part. It's a bit different than the original one. I think that's pretty obvious. The biggest difference is the bearing. This has two, I don't know, can you see that? Two inline bearings with quite a big bore compared to the older one. So my plan is to make myself some taper attachments that can be put inside the quill, and they should work with like a drawbar, so I can tighten it from the top if I want to insert some tools. So it's basically a lot of lathe work. I even did the tooth with the 4-jaw chuck. They aren't that pretty, as you can see. It took some hassle to get it to where it would work. And this is why you always try something out before you do it on the final part, but I'm not really like that. If it works, it's fine. At the other side there's a 5mm slot, and that's for this little sucker. So it goes in like this, and this, if I can get it in, of course. With the set screw I can basically determine how tight the fit will be. So let's insert the pinion. As you can see, it works. So now I would like to know how much play is in this part. So right here is the dial indicator. We'll just put it on 0. Tap her a bit. That's about 0. Now I will push against the quill, just see how much the needle moves. I'm pushing with quite some force and it's not moving. I'll tell you why. Right here you can see the bottom of the shaft, and maybe you can just make it out, but right here is a small fillet. What that does is basically jam it right into the middle and it won't move. So that means if I want to do very accurate milling work, I'll have to put it in the upper position. But now I want to know how much play it does have. lower down all the way. Alright, I just set up the dial indicator. Now it's in the very bottom position. And if I move it, that's about 0.4 of a millimeter. That's quite a lot. But I think I know the perfect solution for that. Just for comparison, I put the old quill in her to check how much play it does have. In the upper position, this is. So let's put over 0. So that's about 0.03 of a millimeter, which isn't much for using it as a drill press, but I want it as tight as it can possibly be. So now the quill is in the down position, and I already can see it does have a lot of slop. Let's put it on 0 again. Alright, are you ready? So if the needle goes around one entire revolution, that means it does have 1 millimeter of play. So from the 10 to 20, for example, is 1/10 of a millimeter. And one little line equals 100th of a millimeter. Alright, watch this. That's about 1.11 millimeters. And for metalworking, that's not acceptable.